Hello everyone and welcome to Bobbin's Minecraft Let's Play featuring the FTB Infinity Evolve Skyblock mod pack. You're watching episode 36, and it's been a while since episode 35. I have been kind of playing other things and not paying enough attention to this one. I definitely need to get on the ball on this one. Anyway, we are going to get something important done, a milestone, not really an achievement, but a milestone thing that has to be done in order to complete the mod pack. So, what's on the agenda today? Well, let's take a quick look at what's been going on between episodes. There's really nothing. I've been waiting on plates to complete. I've been making solar panels. I've got some more making right now. Those Each one of these banks effectively represents one of one of 9 solar panels that's needed in order to make a creative energy cell. I need 4 of those cells total. I've got one that I got the achievement for. I need 3 more in order to make the tank. The rest of the tank is done. It's sitting here in a chest waiting for the 4 creative energy cells that go in the corner. All these other components are really pretty easy. The barrels made out of bedrockium do require a fair amount of plutonium, but I've been running all these reactors and I have plenty of plutonium at this point. I have also put together a chest that's beginning to assemble the components for the what is that thing? The Everlasting Guilty Mana Pool. The Creative Mana Pool from Britannia, which is the very final achievement. Really, I've got a lot of the stuff. The stuff that I'm missing, though, is the true bottleneck items. So, let's talk a little bit about what's going on, because that's what I'm going to be doing today. Essentially, I need to advance in blood magic, because I have to be able to make crystal clusters. I'm probably going to need, I haven't really counted it exactly, I don't think I'm going to need as many as 30 crystal clusters, but I do think I may need as many as 20. And they are made using components from an event in Blood Magic called the Demon Invasion. And so today, we're going to start the Demon Invasion. And here's what I will need for it. In the last episode, I showed you making these bell jars, so I've got 8 different bell jars here, each one containing a different reagent. And then I've got 4 alchemical relays. And I did not show alchemical relays. I think the recipe was fairly simple. Let's see, alchemical... What is this thing called? Alchemy relay. Okay. So, yeah, it's got a concentrated catalyst, which is not that bad to make. Then just iron and strings. So the concentrated catalyst, of course, is made using the strengthened catalyst. And the strengthened catalyst is made using the simplest catalyst. So you do have to just sort of upgrade these catalysts a few times along. Not a big deal. Then I need 2 stacks, 64 ritual stones, and 1 master ritual stone in order to complete the structure for this thing. Then I needed another blood altar. I've made all these things before, so I'm not going to go into detail on them. Then I need the tools that I've used before in building rituals. The ritual builder, I forget what this thing is called, but its name gets replaced when you select a ritual on it. So I can't just read it off to you, but this thing that builds the rituals, I've currently got it set to the ritual I'm going to need, which is the Convocation of the Damned. I'll be using it to build the ritual so I don't have to lay out and chalk up all the stones myself. Then I'm going to need the Alchemic Router, which is what I showed the last time in routing the flow of alchemy reagents from the calcinator into the bell jars. I probably won't need the alchemic cleanser, but I'm going to keep it handy just in case I mess up something and do. I'm going to need the awakened activation crystal. The awakened activation crystal is the more advanced activation crystal. And This one takes your prior tier weak activation crystal, which is used for most of the other rituals, and some alchemy reagents, and then your choice of either a demon blood shard or a nether star. I use the nether star to create mine because I have hundreds of them. Not a problem. Demon blood shard also works. I have a couple of those, I think. So either one would have worked just fine. This is necessary in order to activate this ritual because this is a more powerful ritual. Okay, I needed a demon crystal, and the way I got the demon crystal was I killed an ice demon, which was summoned over on my circle. I demonstrated summoning a demon on the circle. The only difference is the reagents that required for this one. I think it was 3 crystallos, a terre, an aquasalis, and I don't remember what the last one was. Maybe Potentia? Don't take my word on that. Look it up. That's basically what it was, I think. And once you've got once you've spawned that demon, he has a good chance of dropping one of these demon crystals, which you can use to resummon him. And a dagger of sacrifice. We will have to sacrifice a demon in order to activate this ritual. So, without further ado, the rest of this stuff is just filler blocks for placing things. Let's get the chest and take it over to the site, and I will also wait until it's daytime, and then we will get going. Okay, the sun has begun to rise at the site where I am going to construct this. This is actually about 2,000 blocks away from my base. That's a good recommendation if you're building in an overworld type environment. I'm not sure how much it really matters in a skyblock. One of the things that I observed when I was doing this on my test world was that when I first set it up, I got the whole thing right, and it built the portal and the multi-block structure that constructs around it that you will see shortly. But it didn't actually begin to spawn any roads or buildings or demons or anything like that. And I think it was just that my platform was too small, because I built one later and I observed that it never actually spread off the platform. And in thinking about all the other videos that I've seen of this before, I've never actually seen it do anything other than follow the terrain when it goes and builds the village. So it may be, and this is speculation on my part, so my suggestion is that you be careful, because I'm being careful. I'm building 2,000 blocks away from my base. But it looks like it probably cannot hop across any significant distance of just open space where there are no blocks. Just looks like it might not be the case. So, the other thing that has happened between episodes that I forgot to mention was that I upgraded my blood altar. I do have, looks like a little over 16 million LP in here. You do have to have 15 million to do this ritual, so you do have to add a number of Rune of the Orbs to your blood altar in order to get enough LP capacity in your network to be able to do this ritual. Do keep that in mind. So I've got the materials here. Let me go ahead and get the materials specifically for constructing the altar out. So I'm going to need these bell jars, these ritual stones, alchemy relays, a blood altar, and a master ritual stone. So let me come over here in the center of this recessed area, and I'm going to put the master ritual stone down. Now, you don't have to build a recessed area like that. I just don't want things to be sort of hanging out in the air or anything like that. Okay, so I've got the master ritual stone here. I'm going to go ahead and break all the other torches in the recessed area. And you need to have a little open space around here, because if there is anything that would interfere with placing a block, this will not build the full structure. I think I've got it big enough that that's not going to come up. I guess we'll see for sure in a minute. So I didn't bring my tool. Let me get my construction tool. And I'm just going to come over here and right click on the top of the stone, and it will start placing blocks. You do not have to spam this thing to get it to build the blocks. I know that a lot of videos show people spamming it. It may be that there was a software change or something since those videos were done. You don't have to spam it. It just doesn't care that much. It will place all the blocks until it runs out, as long as you've got the LP to fuel the process of placing the blocks. And we're down to 8765. There we go. So it has placed all the blocks. Now I'm going to go ahead and place the bell jars on top of one on top of each column. It does not matter which one you place where, but they do need to go on top of these columns with dusk runes, by my understanding. I've never tried it the other way, but the mod author in the video that he did on this, I think, did say that they needed to go up there. So, alright, and you also need to go ahead and place the alchemy relays down. They can be placed pretty much anywhere. It's a little bit convenient to place them on, well, these 4 spots right there. Let me see if I can break that one and get it up. Okay, it is breakable just with a pickaxe, thankfully. Alright, so we've got these relays here. What we're going to do is, first of all, I'm going to go get some grass blocks and fill in all the void space in this area, just to make it a little nicer. But then we're going to link the bell jars in pairs to these relays, and link the relays to the ritual stone. And that's probably the most painful part of constructing this thing. Let me put that there. The altar actually goes on top of the master ritual stone. You know, let me take it off until after I get all that stuff linked up, because it'll be more convenient to wait. Okay, so coming back over here, let me get some grass. I've got my handy dandy builder's wand, and we'll just fill in some of this area. You don't have to do this. You're sort of losing all these blocks anyway. So if you don't want to do it, don't do it. You'll just have to step up and down blocks a bit more than I will. Okay, now that all those have been placed, let me put this stuff away, and I will show you what I find to be the simplest way of linking all this stuff up. And your mileage may vary. There's no way to say what's easiest for everyone, and I'm not making that claim. But what I find works for me is the following procedure. We're going to shift right-click in the air to clear any setting that's already on the alchemic router. Now this is actually clearing container settings, not reagent settings. There's a reagent setting and a container setting on this fork. And what we're going to do is we are going to shift click a crystal bell jar, shift right click, in order to set the reagent setting. So it says, even though you can't really read it, attune to terre now. And when that happened, we can actually see how much terre is in the jar, and we saw that the center of the fork turned red. Now, to set the container, we're going to just right click without shift on the bell jar, and then we're going to right click without shift on the relay, and the relay will start to fill up with that material. So now let me go and clear the container setting again by shift right clicking on the air. Then I'm going to right click on the relay, and then right click on the master ritual stone. So we can now see that material is being relayed all the way down through there. Now I am going to shift right click in the air to clear the container. Then I'm going to set the reagent to the next one by shift right clicking on that jar. Then I'm going to right click on that jar, right click on the relay, shift right click on the air, right click on the relay, and right click on the stone. And we should see 2 different colors of trails now going into the stone. So I'm going to repeat this process all the way around, and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back, and I think I have them all working now. Here's how you check. If you go to each relay, look at the connection between the relay and the Master Ritual Stone while you are holding the fork, and it's the selected item on your hotbar. You should, for each relay, be able to see two different colors of material sort of shooting towards the Master Ritual Stone. And this will verify that you've got everything linked up correctly. So here we see the blue and the purple. And here we have, looks like red and a grayish purple maybe. And here we have red and yellow. And here we have sort of a greenish and a bluish. Okay, so we do have that working just fine. Let's go ahead and put that down. And we're ready to start the ritual as soon as I get the appropriate materials. But we've completed the construction now. Alright, so I am going to need an awakened activation crystal to start this. I am also going to need a demon crystal, an alchemic cleanser, and I'm going to use a few blocks to build a jail for the demon. Everybody does. You don't want it running off the ritual. Everybody builds exactly the same one that I'm going to build as well, so that's kind of just how it works out, I guess. So coming back over here, now the last time I did this I had to click it. It said that I was too weak or something like that, which I wasn't. I did have all the qualifications set up for it. I just had to click it a couple times in order to get it to work. I moved around a little between times, so maybe I got closer to it or something. I don't know. Whatever happened, I did get it to work. Let's see if I can get it to work first time this time. No. Okay, awakened activation crystal. It's not working at all. That suggests maybe something isn't right. Let me come back when I figured it out. Alright, I adjusted some of my links and they look the same to me, like nothing has really changed, but I did go and make some adjustments to it. Maybe it will suddenly start working. Let's just see. Let's turn down the sound a little bit. Okay, I don't actually know what I did. I'm going to turn the sound down more than that, that's for sure. Alright, well I'll be back when the lightning finishes. It's going to go on for a few minutes. Okay, it appears to have finished. The way to tell for sure is to come over here and use your tuning fork on the alchemic router. Just hover over it. If it doesn't show any reagents inside, if it had any, it would show on your just above your toolbar there. It obviously doesn't have any now, so it's done. So we need to sacrifice a demon. So we're going to build a little cage here to contain it, just to make sure it doesn't run off before we can do the deed. And we're going to take the demon crystal and we're going to click it up here in order to summon the demon, and then we're going to use not the sword, not the draconic sword, but the dagger of sacrifice to kill it. So let's do that, and we should start to get some more explosions. Alright, so explosions all around, and it just built a large multi-block structure, including a little road going outward here. So it's beginning to build a demon village, and it will summon some demons shortly. So let me just clean up some of these extra materials, because I can probably use some of these stones at some point. And in the meantime, we'll just hope a demon shows up. It should build reasonably quickly. It's not just an extremely slow process. Out of grass blocks. Okay, so we've got a house there now. This structure can supposedly build quite large, but like I said earlier, I don't think it's going to build off the platform. I was looking at the configs during that hiatus while I was trying to figure out what was going on. And there's a config option that controls it, and it's set false by default in this mod pack, so it will not build off the structure here. And you'll notice that, in fact, it stopped right there, which is kind of a weird spot to stop. But that was the edge of the platform. Okay, so we've killed our first demon, and we got a life shard, which is really what we did all this work for, was to get a life shard. We need life shards, and we need soul shards. And they both come from killing these demons. Let me come over here and slaughter this guy. This one's an ice demon. Usually I've mostly seen fire demons in close like that, but that's kind of nice. We got an ice demon. We're up to 4 of the life shards. Can we get a soul shard here? Now, you'll notice the demons aren't really spawning all that fast. As the village grows and gets bigger, it's probably more likely that that you'll see different types, maybe more powerful demons. I don't know. I haven't seen it. But if there are more of them, then you should be able to kill them faster. So you could, I guess, chunk load all of this. I don't know how many chunk loads I've still got left. Probably not many. Let's just take a look. I've got, looks like 3 chunk loads available that I could load here. Let's go ahead and chunk load there, there, and there. That way when I leave this area, it can still grow at least through that much. Okay. Okay, so there we got soul shards. So that's the other item we're needing. We need a bunch of them actually, so I'll probably have to farm here for a while. And I think that since we've got done what I wanted to do today, then I'm going to go ahead and call it an episode. I do want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the episode or found it useful, please feel free to leave some sort of like, subscribe, comment, share. You know the drill. Because it will be very helpful in helping others find the channel so they can get the same benefit you did. And with that, thanks again for watching, and I will see you next episode.